Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Robert Pendleton. I missed you guys, and I'm back with a new video. And today I'm showcasing the shirt that I'm wearing. Uh, it's before I get into it, I'll let you know I'm not a Trump supporter. So if you get upset with my political views, you don't watch the video. But anyway, now back to the shirt. I noticed that every time I would turn the television on when Trump was running for president against Biden in his last election, that every time I turned the television on, in fact, his all 4 years of his presidency, every time he was on the television, it seemed like everything that came out of his mouth, it just seemed to be a lie. I mean, I've never seen a politician that lied as much as Trump did, and it just made me sick. So I decided I would design a T-shirt reflecting how I felt. And this is how I felt, and I did it with Bonfire. And the campaign is called "I'm Sick," and I'm wearing that shirt now. And as you can see, it says Trump-related arthritis. And if you can see the little finger gesture, that you get the message. That's the arthritis. And it seemed like every time I turned the television on, I got that's the way I felt. I mean, it was just seemed like it was just automatic. So, and then I also, I'm sorry, I had to step away there for a minute. I also, this is my favorite coffee mug. And get a good shot of that. Trump related arthritis. This is my favorite coffee mug. When I get up in the morning, this is the coffee mug I grab. And you know, everybody's got a favorite mug in their house, but this is my favorite mug. And you can get, well, before I get into the information on how you can get the shirt, let me talk to you a little bit more about the shirt. Like I said, I have my shirts done through Bonfire. And Bonfire, they do an excellent job. That's why I stick with them. I love the work they do. I like the materials in the shirts. Their merchandise is high quality. You go into a store, you see a T-shirt, and you really like the T-shirt. You like the design. Say, "Oh, that shirt is only $5.99. I'm getting that." Grab the shirt, all excited, get it home. You wear it, and you wash it a couple of times after you done wore it a couple of times. You wash it a couple of times, and then you notice that after you wash that shirt a couple of times, the design is just washed out. You can barely read the words. You can barely see the design. Well, $5.99. It's just like they say, you get what you pay for. These are high quality shirts. The design, the ink, everything is high quality. You take this shirt, you wash it, it'll be a long time before this design fades fades out on you, and you can wash it over and over. They just don't fade out. Like I said, I designed this shirt, and I've had this shirt for since the since the beginning of the election, the 20 what was it, 2021, 2020, whichever one, with Biden and Trump. I've had this shirt that long, and you can see that the colors are still there. The design is still there. It's not faded. Everything is still good. And I'm wearing the black one today, but I have them in multiple colors. I'm not sure what colors I have right now, but getting to back to Bonfire. If you get a problem, you order a merchandise from Bonfire. Don't like the merchandise? I can tell you this now. Bonfire will replace your merchandise. They will replace it or give you a refund. All you have to do is contact them, notify them of the problem, and they will take care of it. And that's what I like. I like dealing with a company where my customers don't have to go through a lot of hassle when they're not satisfied. But so far, I've been lucky. My customers have been satisfied, and I haven't had any complaints. But anyway, if you want to order this shirt or the mug, you can go to bonfire.com. You can punch in the campaign name where it says in the search box, it'll say find the shirt. It's find the shirt or search for a shirt. Just punch in I'm sick. This shirt will come up and the mug will come up. And it'll also direct you to more designs in my online store, Robert Pendleton Apparel, etc. So just remember bonfire.com, go to the search box, punch in I'm sick, and this shirt will come up. And then, like I said, when they show this shirt, it'll show other things that you might want to be interested in that I designed, and it'll show Robert Pendleton Apparel, etc. You click that, it'll take you straight to my online store, and you can see my other designs. But if you go to Bonfire and you don't like what you see at my store, let me tell you, they got a ton of creators and designers that they're very good, and I like supporting entrepreneurs and people that like me that's trying to make it. So I like to support people, and if you don't see something that I designed that you like, check out one of the other designers. Check out some of the things that they've done. You might like them. So, I just want to add that, and I just want to thank Bonfire for the excellent job that they've been doing for me. So, with that out the way, let's get to the story. First of all, I told you before in my last video when I told you the story about the lady in the yields. Uh, I told you that I worked in a grocery store. I don't know if I mentioned the name of the grocery store. The name of the grocery store that I worked for was King Supers. Okay, now I can see a bunch of you out there saying King Supers. I ain't never heard of that. King Supers is only in Colorado. So if you've never heard of it, you're probably from out of another state or out of state, and you don't live in Colorado. That's why you've never heard of it. But you've heard of Kroger. Kroger, King Supers is like one of the little branches of Kroger. So if you ain't never heard of King Supers, you've heard of Kroger. So anyway, that's King Supers, and that's real important for this story. So remember, King Supers is a grocery store. And that's the grocery store I worked in. And I worked there for 29 years. So now, with that little information out, let me go ahead and get to the story. I was on my break, and last time, I was on a break last time when I did the last video. But anyway, I was on a break. This is another break I took. And I was at the meat department. I was at the meat department. What a coincidence. I was in the meat department on the last video. But for some reason, I like taking my breaks at the meat department. The meat department, I don't know. Whenever I went on break, that's where I went. It was like automatic. Go to the meat department. I like talking to the guys there and just, shooting the breeze and finding out what's going on. So I knew this guy. His name was Terry. He used to be a meat manager in the meat department. Terry used to call the meat department the cool department. And I asked him, I said, Terry, how can you work in this meat department? It's always so cold in there. It's cold back there. And he said, yeah, that's why they call it the cool department. So I don't know, that stuck with me, and I just always remembered that. So Terry, I miss you, buddy. I still remember the cool department. So, and you're probably looking at this video right now. But anyway, I miss you. Okay, let's get back to the story. Okay, I'm on my break, and I go up, and the meat manager working that day, his name was Kelly. So Kelly, he was busy stocking his cases, going through his little routine, putting all his fresh meat out for that day. And it happened to be ad day, which is where everything is, we have certain things on sale on ad, as we call it. We have certain things on sale for that day. And so he was stocking his cases and putting up his ad signs and his sale signs on all the different meats he had. And I just walked up to him and said, "Hey Kelly, what's going on? How you doing?" And he said, "Hey Robert, how you doing?" I'm not. I'm just trying to get this case filled. And by that time, this lady, she walked up and she was going up and down the cases for a while with a basket, checking for. Looked like she was looking for meat. I'm pretty sure that's what it was because that's all that was in the case was meat. So Kelly, he stopped doing what he was doing and he went in and he asked her, he said, "Ma'am, is there something I can help you find? Did you need some help with anything?" And she looked at him and she said, "Yeah, I'm looking for this meat." And she showed him her ad paper and said, "Yeah, I'm looking for this meat and it's on sale and I'm trying to find it, but I don't seem to be finding it." So he looked at the meat and then he looked and said, "Well, let me look." And so he looking up and down his case. He's trying to find it. He looking up and down, up and down. Finally, he saw he wasn't finding it. So he told her, he said, "Ma'am, give me a minute. I'm going back and look at my order guide." And the order guide is, for those of you that don't work in retail or in grocery, or order guide is where you can find everything that a store carries. Like if they got it on sale, it's gonna be in the order guide. That way they can order it in. So he was looking at his order guide, and he looked, and he didn't find it. So he came back out, and then he went up to the lady and said, "Well, ma'am, I'm sorry, but I don't think we even carry that. I'm not finding it in my order guide. I don't think we even carry it." This lady, bless her heart, this lady looked at Kelly, rolled her eyes, and gave him this glaring look and said, "Well, why would you carry it and have it on sale and in your sales paper if you don't have it in your store?" So Kelly, he kind of put his head down and he looked a little upset, a little sad. So then he picked his head back up and said, "Well, ma'am, I'm sorry." He apologized to her. So he said, "Can I see that ad paper again?" So he looked, because I guess he was going to give it a second shot. So he started looking at the ad paper and he looked at the meat and then he kind of looked and then he kind of had this look on his face like something was really wrong, like he was confused. So he looked at the ad paper again and then he looked up and looked at that lady. And the lady, it was fire coming out of Kelly's eyes. I mean, you could tell he was mad. So he just looked at the lady and he looked like he had that look like he wanted to call her every B word in the book. I almost said it. But anyway, I'm using the B word. I'm not gonna say it. But it looked like he wanted to call her every B word in the book, but some kind of way, Kelly, he controlled himself. He kept his composure, he controlled himself. So he looked at the lady and he showed on the ad paper. He said, "Ma'am, well, this is the reason that you can't find that product is because this is a Safeway sales paper." Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Because what this lady said, I need a minute. Just give me a minute. Let me take a deep breath. Saba. Yeah. Okay, I'm okay now. This lady, Kelly looked at this lady and told her, said, "Well, ma'am, this is why you can't find the product that you was looking for because this is a Safeway sales paper." That lady looked at Kelly and she looked at him and said, "Well, where do you think I'm at?" Kelly looked at her like, no, she didn't. Kelly had to point out to this lady who didn't even know where she was at And she was not at Safeway. She was at King Soopers. Remember, King Soopers is where I worked. I told you that was going to be important. He pointed it out that she was at King Soopers and not Safeway. Now, normally the average person would have just, say, "Oh my God, I made a mistake. I'm sorry." They would have apologized. They would have saw that they made a mistake, and they probably would have felt a little embarrassed about it. This lady, no. This lady looked at Kelly, grabbed her basket, looked at him, rolled her eyes, and then snatched her head around and just wheeled off. Like Kelly was wrong. So me and Kelly just looked at each other, and then we had the same thought in our head. We just looked at each other, and you could see it in our mind. Cuckoo, 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 cuckoo. Because that lady was cuckoo. Well, anyway, that was my story for today. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you like this video, hit like, hit subscribe, not describe, subscribe, and, share. Share it with your friends. I could use all the help I can get. I really like making these videos, and when you share my videos, it really helps. It helps a lot. It gets it out to more people. Also, a thing I have been forgetting to mention is put in a comment. There's a space where you can write a comment. If you like the video, write a comment. It was funny, or I enjoyed it. I love your video. Anything, I like hearing from people, and I will get back with you. So don't be shy. Leave that comment. So like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. But anyway, that's my time, and I'll let y'all get back to y'all day. And I hope you enjoyed this video. So enjoy life. Goodbye, everybody.